Right, how's it going, everybody? This is Ismortah, and this is episode 29, Lantern Year 10 of my custom campaign of Kingdom Death Monster. So for this video, I don't expect it to be entirely too long unless the summit phase gets super crazy. Because we don't have any triggered story events other than the settlement event. And we also, because we did a Nemesis Encounter, we didn't get any additional resources, so it's not like we're going to be making anything. So we're just going to be doing the settlement event and endeavors. What I have here, as I normally do, I have all of my innovations and principles that I know, all of my settlement locations that I have, the settlement event, which will be revealed, and possibly what I'm thinking about spending endeavors on. Cool. All right, well, let's get to it. So again, this is the settlement event for this session. And following these steps, and again, as you know, I don't do departing survivors. I include that in my hunt stream. And I also don't do update death count or check milestones because I do those as they happen immediately in the game. Because it's easier to keep track, and that way when there's a story beat, you have a story event. So it just adds to the fun of the situation. Alright, so first step is setup. I shuffled and drew one settlement event. We have everything set out here. We got all of our stuff. Next, we gain endeavors. That are these tokens here. Since we had one survivor, for every survivor we get one endeavor. I don't believe anybody has any special abilities with courage or understanding for other things to trigger. No. So we gain 4. And then we update the timeline. So it is now Lantern Year 10 that I'm filling in on my sheet here. Lantern Year 10. And then we do the settlement Oh, I'm sorry. I totally missed. I went from setup to endeavor. I'm sorry. Survivor's Return. Yes, it's Lantern Year 10. The Survivor's Return. So we remove temporary tokens and heal damage. I've already removed the tokens, but I still need to heal damage. Let's do that. As well as any returning effects. So Samantha had the full set of White Lion, so it should be at 3 on everything. So it did take some damage to armor. Needs to be updated. And she's currently at 8 insanity and 1 survival. Emily, who has the Screaming Armor set, didn't really take any damage that fight. Looks like got hit the head a little bit, because she adds 2 to all of her armor, and then some pieces have 3 and some have 2. So the head should be at 5. She took a little bit of damage. The arms should be at 4. The body should be at 4. Yes, she took a little bit of damage. The waist should be at 5, and the legs should be at 4. I believe the reason it's weird that she only took 1 or 2 damage to some places. It's probably because she kept getting hit with that acid blood, as you know. So Emily has full armor again, which is a combination of 4 and 5. She's got 4 survival and 17 insanity. So her insanity is a little cray-cray. And we know last time if someone gets too insane, bad stuff actually does happen. So Emily may not go out again on the next hunt, only because I'm planning to do the Phoenix, and I don't know what happens when you're insane fighting the Phoenix. So, may not go out. Until I learn what the Phoenix does, I should say. Alright, so Eve took a lot of damage. But the fact that it can regenerate survival is why I was able to take it. So she should be at 2 on everything. And then did take some light damage to the hand and to the foot. So she's currently at 4 survival and 7 insanity. It's good to have some insanity, just not like epic. And right now everyone has about 7 or 8 insanity, except for Emily, who's got a lot. And then Adam took a lot of damage. Took damage to hand and the chest. And then armor, though, now should be 3 to head, 1 to cloth, and then because got Regal Greaves, is now also 4 to foot. Alright, 7 insanity and 2 survival. And again, the cap on survival right now is 6. Alright, so everybody's healed up. No one has any other returning stuff to triggers because of being bold or seeing the truth or insight or white secret. So we're good. We already updated timeline to 10. Now we can do the settlement event, which is, I've already shuffled and drawn. Oh my god. I can't. I drew this again. I got Skull Eater. We drew it again. This is the first time we've had the same settlement twice. We did draw it again. Alright, so. I'm just reading to see if other people get the benefit of Skull Eater, or if just it automatically targets the Skull Eater. I mean, the person with Marrow Hunger, which I think it should. So first, before I continue, let me see if I still have someone with Marrow Hunger, which I believe was Timothy. It is. Alright, because it says here, Marrow Hunger, when the Murder or Skull Eater settlement events are drawn, this survivor is nominated. So one of the design things I think could have been improved on this card is, if you have a special check that you're supposed to do before you do any of this card, that should have been at the top. That way you don't proceed with doing this stuff and then like, oh wait, whoops. Anywho, so it looks like what I'm reading is, because it says to nominate this survivor to roll on table. I get it. But then it also says that a random person would get insanity and the effect. But because this person already has the effect, I don't think because the whole idea of you gaining insanity from this, I'll let you take a look at what I'm talking, is that someone gets this order per se of Skull Eater. That you get insanity and then you eat skulls. But I already have somebody with that, so I don't think this person would gain more insanity, because that's as though you're giving someone Marrow Hunger, but you already have someone with Marrow Hunger. So what I'm going back and forth on is, does this person gain 3 more insanity because I drew Skull Eater? Is the question. Because it says choose a random survivor, otherwise you choose the survivor to gain insanity, and then they gain this effect, and then they roll it. I honestly, by reading this, I don't think, because I'm not, someone's not newly gaining this order, that I don't think he gets more insanity. Yeah, because this is saying like the development of the Skull Eater disorder, but then whenever you draw Skull Eater or Murder, this person would roll on the table. Okay, that's how we're gonna play it. All right, so Timothy, who is this person here, who has a bunch of good stats, because I believe may have been a parent, is why it has so many stats. Yeah. Interesting choice that I chose one of the parents, one of the people to bear children to be a Skull Eater. But remember when he had his like trial, per se, that no one could find any evidence that he did anything. Like we knew he was insane and we knew he killed people, but we're like, what do we do? I'm like, I don't know. Like it was at like a gridlock what to do with civilization, because he was so important to the civilization. And now even more important, he bared kids, right? Okay, so we roll on the table and see what he does. So roll 1d10. Since this is probably something bad, we could roll a blood. We rolled a 6. In case you hear kitty toys, because my kitty is playing with kitty toys. Alright, we rolled a 6. The Skull Eater's activities go unnoticed. They gain +1 permanent strength and +1 courage. And then add the murder settlement event to the timeline next year. Oh my god. Like here I'm trying to have more kids, right? And then he's going to eat more skulls and kill more people. But it's interesting because that means he's embodying the Ismortah religion. He's killing people at the settlement to strengthen it and himself, and then he's bearing children to strengthen the settlement and himself. And I think, and RP wise, that's why I think the settlement was at a gridlock of what to do, because like this person is like actually embodying the religion. So okay, so Timothy gets +1 strength, which is kind of crazy because he's already at 3 strength. So he gets +4. So this is definitely someone I want to save for a really important encounter, because not only like in Showdown, which is named Settlement, is he an important leader now, but he actually has enough stats that could overcome someone who's really tough. So he got +1 strength and +1 courage. His courage goes from 1 to 2. And then we add the murder settlement event to the timeline next year. So first of all, I'm adding Skull Eater to this year, just to say what happened, as well as the Phoenix. That's what I plan on doing. And then next year will be a triggered story event and a settlement event and murder. Okay. So we have that recorded. So that's what happened. The Skull Eater consumes the skull of a deceased survivor. Of course, if he's doing this, maybe he still gets insanity. The first time you do it, you get Skull Eater. That you perform it, they get an addiction. But he's clearly eating the skull of a deceased survivor. So I will, you know what? I'll give him insanity. I'll have him go 4 to 7. Because that's what he's doing. He just going unnoticed again. Well, no. Before he went unnoticed, eating a skull, and then when he murdered someone, people saw it happen, and no one did anything. And now again, he's eating a skull, and no one's noticing. Okay, so Timothy is now at 7 insanity, adds 4 to strength, and has 2 courage. And murder's going to happen next lantern year. Okay. So that was the settlement event stuff. Now we develop stuff. Now we do the develop step. So again, resource-wise, I really don't have anything I want to do. This is what I currently have in storage. I have a few resources and a few gear pieces that I'm holding on to. For storage, in summary, I have 2 bones and 3 organs. So I kind of want to hold on to those. That way, once I start getting hides, I can start innovating again. Because since I learned Symposium, I have a higher chance of getting high-value innovations first, because I could draw 4 cards and choose 1. And I also have 2 broken lanterns, which I want to hold on to because sometimes I need scraps to make stuff. And I might need scraps to make Phoenix gear. So I want to hold on to that. But I do have 1 Nightmare Tick. So what I could do is, what I plan on doing is do the whole combo with face painting and then doing augury. Because if I can trigger intimacy, you know, I have a higher chance of all those bonuses of doing an intimacy story event. But then also, if it fails, I can use the tick to satisfy the consuming a resource. But to get intimacy, it's an 8+, so I only have like a 1/3 chance to roll. So that's why I'm going to want to roll twice, just to try to get it. And the reason why I want to do face painting is because if I can successfully do the Founder's Eye, then I ensure that I will never get a really bad outcome. And then it also ensures that I can have maybe barely enough to go to the next step up. Because the higher you roll, there's different echelons of how great the intimacy was. Per se. Okay, so let's do it. So we did Skull Eater. I just can't believe, like, it's a deck of like 20 cards and I drew it again. God damn it. That's crazy. Only because, like, we already have that threaded into our civilization. This person eating skulls. So it's like, and killing people to get the skulls. Alright. So the first thing we're going to do, though, with Endeavors is we're going to do Shadow Ritual before we forget. Which is the Endeavor trait that's part of my Ismortah religion of my Showdown settlement. That's custom to the campaign. That I can give one of my survivors a random disorder and has to skip the next hunt. But then I can choose any fighting art, secret fighting art, or weapon specialization and share it with 3 other survivors. So it's a way to keep what you've learned in the civilization, but at a cost. So, like, it fits the religion, and it's just a way to add more settlement effect to the game. Because the game isn't about the individual, it's about the civilization. Okay. So, because I think I got some cool ones that I wanted to share. Like, let's see. Like, King Step, I definitely want to keep. But I currently have 2 people with King Step, right? Extra Sense I've already shared a bunch of times. Monster Claw style, if you use Fist, which I don't. Mighty Strike's good. If you get a perfect hit, you get +2 strength. Especially for weapons that you're swinging a lot. Like, for example, the Katar or the Skullcap Hammer. So that's an interesting one I might share. Mighty Strike. Over here we have Unconscious Fighter, 7 bleeds to die. I had somebody with that back in the day, so I might still have that. But that's a good one just because it's hard to kill people. It looks like I currently have one person with that. Isma does have Mighty Strike. I forgot that she had that. And Adam currently is the one with the hammer, so just that would be cool to share with people. So Mighty Strike, I'm thinking about. King Step, I definitely want to, but I currently have 2 people with it. Just so if I ever fight the King's Man again, I have people out the gate that have the ability. Is the idea there? But this person has Strategist and Leader, and that is really good. And Unconscious Fighter already have. I mean, Mighty Strike already have 2 copies of it. So if something happens to Adam, I still have the ability to share. But Leader, whenever you encourage, everyone also gets additional speed, which is huge. Huge. And then can also share the his or her understanding and courage levels once per hunt during the hunt. So what's interesting is if I have the person that encourages, also the person with Boss Mindy, then that means they can effectively give someone 2 more speed when they fight. That's huge. So that's definitely one I want to share now, because that's one I want to keep in the civilization for sure. To at least have 1 person per hunt going out having it. Just like Red Fist. Speaking of which, you know what? I noticed that the 4 people that came back, there's nobody out with Red Fist. But maybe that's because I got rid of Red Fist to give someone another fighting art. I'm assuming that's what happened. Yeah, because if I don't have somebody with Red Fist, I would have never had the Red Fist bonus. So I'm assuming I got rid of Red Fist to get one of these other cool ones. I'm assuming that's what happened, because I knew I had people back here with Red Fist. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what I did. I could check the video. Pretty sure that's what happened. It was probably someone like Samantha who had Red Fist, but didn't get so much good stuff. I was like, okay, let's get rid of Red Fist to do that. Yeah, she got rid of Red Fist for Strategist. Right. Strategist is another good one. You spend during the Showdown, you can get a stone face or a toppled pillar, and you use it to your advantage. That's huge, especially finding the Phoenix. The fact that I can have some advantageous obstacle I can add as well. So really, those 2 I want to share. And right now, they're both on Samantha, which sucks because that means if I give Samantha 2 disorders, there's a high chance she may get one that cripples her really bad. And here she has +3 accuracy. But that's the cost of it. But I would say if I had to gamble with sharing 1 though right now, I would do Leader. Just because you enable your ability to help survive during the hunt and then have more attack opportunities during the Showdown. So I think I'm going to share Leader, so what I'm going to do. So I'm going to Endeavor with Samantha, and she's going to get a random disorder, and she has to skip the next hunt. So I won't be able to use Strategist unless I give that disorder to her as well, because she'll skip the next hunt. So even though, like I said, I want to do it on the Phoenix, because I don't know what the Phoenix is going to do. But on the other hand, it's just a pillar and stone face. And it's only advantageous if you use it. So if you don't use it, then it doesn't mean anything. So, And she's going to be skipping the next hunt right now anyway. And I kind of made a rule, even though I didn't do it, write down that someone can only do a shadow ritual on themselves as far as getting the disorder once per lantern year. Okay, so I'm going to have her do a shadow ritual to share Leader with other people. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So I need to shuffle the disorder deck right quick. Then see which one she gets. It would be cool if I had the ability to share Immortal with others, but my whole idea with Shadow Ritual is you destroy someone's mind to share knowledge. You don't share the destruction of somebody's mind. So Immortal's great just because, like, if you have a way to keep feeding insanity to somebody like a battery, that's they can absorb a lot of hits, because instead of getting hit anywhere in your body, instead you can take brain damage. So if you have a ton of insanity, you could just absorb a lot of hits. Which is something I still want to do, because I believe it was Volva that's immortal. So it's not a bad idea. I just don't have a reliable way right now to give a ton of insanity. Like, it would be great right now if Emily became immortal, because she's got, 17 insanity, right? Okay, so the disorder that Samantha got, fortunately, is a very good one. Post-traumatic stress. I'll read it to you. The last hunt was harrowing, which is true. All you can do is cower and relive the trauma. Only time can heal your wounds. The next settlement phase, you do not contribute or participate in any endeavors, and you skip the next hunt. You know what? I think I did that wrong when I played this game, when I played this before. And, I'm not going to punish myself, because there's a lot of stuff to keep track in this game. Because when I read post-traumatic stress before, when I had it in a previous Lantern year, I thought all I did was you skip the next hunt, but you also did an endeavor. Maybe I did it correctly, I don't know. But it's two things. You skip the next hunt and you can't endeavor. Now, this says the next settlement event, you can't do this stuff. So that means... Oh, no, I played it wrong. Yeah, the whole paragraph is about that you don't contribute or participate in endeavors, and you skip the next hunt. Okay, so what that means is Samantha now has post-traumatic stress. So that means she's actually going to skip the next 2 hunts, because she skips... Well, no, next hunt didn't happen. So she's going to skip the next hunt. And for the rest of this settlement phase and the next settlement phase, she won't be able to do anything involving endeavors. But this is good because it's temporary. It's not permanent. Which means, like, 2 Lantern years from now, then maybe I could use Samantha to share Strategist, but I don't know if that's worth the risk of a disorder. While Leader was. Okay, so she got post-traumatic stress. She got post-traumatic stress, but she learned a lot from the fight. So she's like, fearful, but learned how to be a leader and how to read battle situations. So it just, it was at a cost. So this is cannot contribute or participate in endeavors. I'll just say no endeavor actions. Okay? So Samantha has post-traumatic stress, and now I can give 3 people leader. I'll just keep that there so I remember to not include her. You know what I mean? Okay, so now 3 people get leader. So the idea here is I want to give it to someone who's a battery, that I keep it on civilization, and then have it shared with the active party and then the secondary party. So kind of like in football, the first string, second string. That way, if the party wipes or someone dies, the next string of people, someone has it. Kind of like you don't have 2 quarterbacks that go out, you have 1 quarterback and then a backup quarterback. Is the idea. So, meaning I want to give one of these 3 people leader, if possible. And then I also have the batteries I count as Isma, Valerie, and Volva because they're apathetic. Actually, Volva isn't apathetic anymore. She just has negative stats, but I still include her in that group. And then we have Oko, Timothy, Dream, and Vision. That's part of the second string. So I have 4 people, another group of 4, and a group of 3. So I'm going to do share, share, share is the idea. Unless I start mix and matching this group, because this group already has 3 fighting arts practically across the board. So I should give it to someone that has 0. That's the other thing. Meaning, what I could do is I could start mixing the party, but then still have 2 different teams. Because Volva already has 2 fighting arts, Valerie already has 2, Isma has 2, is I could share 1 with Dream, 1 with Vision, and mix up the party. And then I could share 1 with somebody else. I mean, Isma is a leader, so it wouldn't make sense to give to her. Even though right now she's just a spiritual leader because she's just not competent to do anything. But yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I'll share it with Isma, Vision, and Dream. Leader. That's what we're going to do. Which means I have to create cards for those 2 characters as well. For the 2 new ones. And I am getting low on character sheets, so when I get to the point I only have like 10 left, I think I'm going to start making photocopies of these. I just can't make photocopies right now because of the current, I'll say, economic situation of the country. But yeah. Okay, so Isma gains leader. Where is that? She already has 2 fighting arts. She knows Last Man Standing, which is a great one to share, actually. The fact that if you're the last person, you're more capable in combat. I just never want to be in a situation, but you never know. Okay, so she gets leader, Isma, which is encourage for +1 speed. So what's interesting is, on leader, it says when you encourage 1 person, they get +1 speed. So it's only 1 person. But if I make the rawhide drum, that allows you to encourage everybody on the field. And then that means you give everyone on the field +1 speed. So for that reason now, I really do need to make the rawhide drum. Which I can't make yet because I don't have drums yet innovated. But since I have Symposium, I can mill for that card to try to get drums. Because that way I can give everyone +1 speed. That would be really good. Anywho, it's good still to give to 1 person because on these people that have attack profile of 2, that means you increase their attack speed by 50% because you attack 3 times instead of 2. Or with Skullcap Hammer, that's actually 2 more swings. So it's still really good to do it on people. You just get more bang for your buck if you had the rawhide drum. Sorry. Okay. So leader was encouraged +1 speed. And then also share understanding or courage for once per round. I'm just writing what it does next to it. That way I know what it does at a glance, and also because I have to archive that fighting art so I have a chance of potentially getting it in the future. Okay, so Isma now knows leader. This is a whole stack of just people that have left the settlement for one reason or another that effectively count as being dead. They were either executed or killed in combat, or they were exiled, or they vanished into the darkness. But for whatever reason, these people have left the settlement. That's what those are. Of which should be 7. Okay, so now I share it with 2 more people. I have to make 2 new character grids, which were the new kids, Dream and Vision, who both get +1 strength, and then 2 other permanent stats, and then we'll also get 1 survival and leader. Okay, so the first one is Dream, who is a male, who has 1 survival, has dodge, encourage, and dash. That's interesting, the ability endure. I'd be interested to see what that does and how that's different from dash. Unless it's like a mental dodge, maybe. Endure, possibly. Currently no insanity, but gets +1 strength, and then 2 other stats of my choosing because of the light trait of Ismortah and the balance trait of Ismortah. The balance one being, if you're new to settlement, you get +1 to a stat, and then if you're involved in intimacy, which it was a newborn, gets +1 stat. But it's to my choosing, but I try to kind of play the spread as far as the civilization, so I don't have all people have like all speed, for example. But I haven't done speed in a while, so I'll do +1 speed, +1 strength, and let's do +1 luck. Okay, so that's Dream. Dream. Okay, now I'm just going to flag to say that I've already given the bonus stats. Okay. And then also give leader. Encourage, +1 speed, and then share understanding plus courage once per hunt. All right, so that's Dream. And then we have Vision. So these were both kids, but they're from 2 different parents, which is the first time. Before, every time I had a kid, they were twins. So this time they were 2 births from 2 different sets of parents. Vision, meaning they can have sex with each other, which they will. Gets +1 strength. Maybe I'll do other stats I haven't done. Maybe I'll give +1 accuracy and +1 evasion. Sure. Survival gets 1, insanity 0, also knows encourage and dash, and leader, which is encourage +1 speed, and then share understanding plus courage once per hunt. That's because it gave me to think about hunt stuff. Is one of the things I do want to make in the future is a whip, because there are 2 different instances already in the hunt that if I had a whip I could have saved someone's life. So it's definitely something I want to take. Plus whips can also control aggro, and that's kind of a better way to do it than the fecal salve. So something else I'm thinking about doing in the future. Okay, so I got Vision and Dream, but I'll keep them out because I'm going to use them potentially to copulate. So, alright. So we've done that. We've done our shadow ritual. Now we got more endeavors, which is going to be all intimacy related stuff. of which these two are still involved. All right, so next up, so we've already spent one. That was Samantha. We have to skip the next hunt and make sure that's okay. Next, what we're gonna do is blood paint, because that says when intimacy stories is triggered, you get a bonus. But when you do augury, it's immediately triggered. So I have to do face paint first. So Founder's Eye. I'll do it on Vision, sure. Who's doing the endeavor? So roll 1d10. We got a 6. On a 4+, you get +1 on all rolls on Intimacy Story event this settlement phase. Okay. So it's not that she gets the face paint, it's she's the one doing the face painting. So she gives the settlements this this look. Okay, so I said I had 2 left on augury. That's only because I wanted to do 2 chances. Because the fact that it's 8 or better, the odds are that maybe I'm just going to roll it once. It could be I don't roll it at all, right? But if I get to go twice, great. But I just don't see that happening. But we'll see. But again, augury that's just the person that's trying to glean the meaning of existence. That's not necessarily committing to who's doing intimacy. Which means I could have somebody, if anyone has 3+ understanding, do it, because you have 3+ understanding, you get a bonus to do an augury. So let me check if anyone has 3+ understanding left in civilization. I have someone with 3 courage. Well, Isma does have 4 understanding, so she could do augury, actually. Yeah, she's going to trigger it, for sure. That's a great idea. Just so I have a bonus in case it goes to shit. All right, we're going to do that. So Ismortah, and it's because I typically use that all the time, but it's Isma, female. The religion in this is Ismortah. My alias on the interwebs is Ismortah, as you also know. Okay, so Isma is going to trigger augury. Because she has 4 understanding, she gets +1 to the roll. So I have to roll a 7 or better. Oh, wait, but that's why I can't have her do it. I was like, what was the trick? Because, well, no. No, so this says if you rolled low, you lose a resource and gain an understanding. Otherwise, if it's the middle of the road, you gain a survival. Okay. I was confused now with a different one that, yeah, like scraps scavenge, that if you don't spend 1 survival, you die. This one, you don't die. This one says you lose a resource. This one says you lose survival. Okay. Okay. So, a 7 or better is what we need. We rolled a 2. So we lose 1 resource from the settlement and then gain 1 understanding. Oh, no, it's not a 2. I rolled a 2. So actually it's a 3. But still, that's the same result. Okay, so she goes from 4 understanding now to 5. And then we lose 1 resource. And like I said, I have that nightmare tick. So I'm going to lose the nightmare tick. But now, because I don't have any spare resources, I'm not necessarily sure I want to try again for augury. But we've kind of committed, so maybe I do still have 2 scraps. Okay, so Isma gained another understanding. So she's definitely the most knowledgeable. She has 4 courage and 5 understanding. Unfortunately, courage and understanding mostly only helps you during the hunt, but during certain story events, those trigger as well. Now, I have 1 shot left. And if I lose a resource by rolling really low, it'll have to be a lantern. But we gotta do it. We gotta get more people. I've already kind of committed to this path. So since Vision already endeavored, I could have. I don't have anyone else with 3 understanding, right? No, so it doesn't matter. So I'll just have Dream do it. That way, Vision, Dream both did stuff. So for this I have to roll an 8 or better. Nope, same number. Rolled a 2. So Dream gets +1 understanding, and I lose another resource. So I mean, we just could not pop out them babies. So unfortunately, our endeavors this time were kind of a dud, and we also didn't make stuff. So Adventure Civilization this lantern year, not too great. And someone's going to be murdered apparently in the future. But we did share leader, which is really great. And Timothy actually did get more powerful by eating skulls. So alright. So Dream got 1 understanding, and then I lose another resource. So we're gonna lose a question is, do I really want to lose a broken lantern? I mean, I have a way that I could try to find more lanterns. Okay. We lost a lantern. So that did not go ideal at all. So endeavors are kind of that's not true. Like, we shared leader. We shared leader, and even though Skull Eater is going to suck, we did make Timothy more powerful. Cool. So I think that's it for the settlement phase. I know, not as heavy as some of the other ones, but we did have some stuff happen. We had people step up to be a leader, and people be in the shadows and eat survivors. Cool. All right. So the next settlement phase. The next video is going to be of the hunt, and show all the departing survivor stuff, as well as the setup for the showdown. So tune in next episode, because we're going to be hunting a phoenix, and they give you a cool preview of what the phoenix is. Hold on a second. So the Phoenix, currently with the base game, is actually the largest miniature that I own. So this is the Phoenix. It is humongous. It's not just the perspective of me holding this. It is huge. Look how large this base is compared to like a dice. It's ginormous. And if one of my survivor bases is this big, that's the difference. It's huge. That's going to be a hard target. It's also going to be fun. So that's what I'm hunting next. So tune in next episode. Again, this is Ismortah. Thanks for watching. Catch you next time.